The City of Destiny Awards is sponsored by Click Cable TV, Keltec Plastics, Picasso Catering, Maddie Photo and Motion, and Host Party and Event Planning. Welcome to the 33rd Annual City of Destiny Awards. Tonight, this special celebration pays tribute to those community volunteers and organizations whose outstanding contributions help make Tacoma a better place. Hosting our program tonight is Rod Kuhn.
Well, good evening. Everybody doing okay out there? Looks like a lively crew. This is good. We're going to have some fun tonight. I'd like to welcome you to the 33rd Annual City of Destiny Awards. Thank you all for taking the time to join us here tonight at the Star Center. And tonight we are here to shine a light on a tremendous group of individuals and teams, youth and adults, and honor them for the work they are doing on amazing projects that are helping make our City of Destiny a better place to live, work, and raise a family. Believe me, you will leave here tonight inspired and uplifted. I guarantee it. Recently, I took a look at all the City of Destiny Award winners over the years. It started in 1987, and if I counted right, there have been a grand total of 278 individuals and groups, youth and adults, who have received a City of Destiny Award over the years. That's a lot of people doing a lot of great work. Individuals such as Pat Flynn and Willie Stewart, groups ranging from the Tacoma Longshore Local 23 to the amazing musical group Daryl and the Diptones, and groups working on key community projects such as Hilltop Urban Gardens and the Harbor Flag Project. So tonight's winners will be joining quite an impressive roster. I want to take a moment also to thank our sponsors of tonight's event, Click Cable TV, Keltec Plastics, Picasso Catering, Maddie Photo and Motion, and Host Party and Event Planning. Please, let's give each of them a round of applause. Now, during tonight's ceremony, our City of Destiny Award recipients will receive beautiful awards. You might have seen them on the stage. That feature hand-blown glass created by the students at the Hilltop Artist in Residence program at Tacoma's Jason Lee Middle School. So let's give that program and those folks a round of applause. Thank you. So now, please help me welcome this year's Daffodil Queen, Queen Katie Gilbert from White River High School in Buckley, and their mascot is the Hornets. Katie is White River High School's first ever Daffodil Queen, and she plans to study to be a forensic psychologist. Please give it up for Queen Katie. Welcome. Queen Katie, along with a number of Daffodil Princesses, don't leave yet.
Sorry.
Will be assisting with the awards for this year's City of Destiny Award winners. And now it is my honor to introduce to you the Mayor of the City of Tacoma, Victoria Woodards.
Good evening, and thank you, Rod, so much for the introduction. It's wonderful to have all of you here this evening to help us pay tribute to some outstanding volunteers for their contributions to this city. Since 1987, the City of Tacoma has honored more than 200 volunteers. As you just heard Rod, he gave the exact number. He was doing some serious counting. But we've honored more than 200 outstanding volunteer groups and individuals with the City of Destiny Award. Tonight, we have the opportunity to learn more about and to hear from 12 awardees who will no doubt inspire you as they have inspired me. Thank you all for being here to help us celebrate these honorees tonight and these volunteers, and I look forward to a great evening.
I apologize for the delay. I did a little mix-up there. It is now my pleasure to introduce, did you know we have a poet laureate in the city of Tacoma? And at this time, I would like to introduce her to you, Abby Murray, City of Tacoma poet laureate, and she's going to say a few words. Please give her a warm, warm welcome.
Good evening. Oh no, I'm a teacher. Good evening. There you go. Thank you very much for the invitation to be here. It's always a pleasure to be in a room with this many game changers in the community, and it's an honor to help celebrate your accomplishments. I have a couple of poems that I wanted to share with you. I'm also very grateful to have been chosen as Poet Laureate. It's been a wild ride already. This first poem I chose to read tonight for a couple of reasons. It's about the human endeavor to survive, and also for a selfish reason, it's going to be my 15th anniversary in a couple of days, and I told my husband I would read this. This poem is recently published in Poets Reading the News. It is called Recovery Commands, and it's based on the recent exploration of the Opportunity rover on Mars. So the epigraph is the last translated quote. My battery is low, and it's getting dark. I expect nothing else from my species. When death spins closer like a world of dust, we get busy writing code for resurrection. We communicate with what is ours in dust. Turn this way. Come back. Take a picture of the sun. We hold up a finger and wait for more silence as if we have consent to give. Sometimes it seems darkness has patience too. We're granted minute after minute because it might be the minute a voice, a pulse returns, and the end will be pleased to stuff itself up some other pipe. I'm not proud, but this is how I love, as if it is my nature to receive an answer. I chose to love you beyond our living, yet neither of us knows how to accomplish this. So we built a promise out of what? Metal, and shot it into space. When our time is up, not even the universe can erase the atoms that made up my mind. They'll be exploding somewhere, sweeping the atmosphere in the form of recovery commands. Wake up. How are you? Can you hear me? Thank you. And I'll leave you with this last poem. I've been thinking a lot about joy and happiness, and how I engage with it in a time when it feels like the world is crumbling around me. How dare I be happy? And perhaps some of you have been wondering about this as well. And I have pansies that grow in the concrete outside my house. So this is to the pansies growing in the sidewalk. This is how cliche is born, without soil or space to grow. Or is it joy? I can't recall, and I'm taught to hold pleasure in contempt. Purple pansies, kittens, tangerine sunsets. Aren't the prisons full? Aren't we dying? This is how happiness works, in grief. You will receive a letter you've waited for on the same day a friend buries her daughter. The sky will gleam pearly blue over the cemetery. If you breathe it in too deeply, even the people you love will say this. How can you forget what we've been through? the knives still ripe in our backs, our hands full of what we've stolen. When you step with burning feet into cool water, you will remember this thrill is made possible by a moment's complacency, and you won't be wrong. It is more dangerous to delight in small gladness than it ever was. And yet, dogs, daffodils, kissing, blankets, Bob Marley, naps, and the first bite of bread after a fast. I can't tell you how to manage small mercies in an age of violence. I only know they arrive uncalled for, sprouting without plans to survive. Their seeds lifted by the gust that whipped us, then watered in downpours we shared. To the pansies growing in the sidewalk, I say, let my suffering be a pavement cracked with openings just wide enough for truth. Let my inconvenient joy be living. Thank you very much.
Very inspiring words. Let's give Abby Murray one more round of applause, please. Thank you. Now, before we begin presenting our awards, we would like to give a brief introduction to tonight's award recipients. So please direct your attention to the big screen and let's watch a short video.
Tonight, the City of Destiny Awards is proud to recognize Tacoma's outstanding volunteers. Victoria Lee, winner for Youth Service. Adam Maxim, winner for Youth Leadership. Michelle McLean, winner for Adult Leadership. Tacoma Pierce County Coalition to End Homelessness, winner for Homeless Assistance. Pierce County Medical Reserve Corps, winner of the Group Award. Sue Little, adult winner for Education and Youth Development. Jacob Fuqua, youth winner for Education and Youth Development. Mary Hart Furman, winner for Disability Advocate. Scott Murdoch, winner for Environmental Sustainability. Amber Shirk, winner for Economic Development. Brendan Nelson, winner for Equity and Empowerment. And Frank and Annette Bannon, winners for Lifetime Service. Congratulations to all of our City of Destiny Award winners for 2019.
Okay, this is a wild and crazy crowd tonight. This is good. This is good. I've done a few of these, but I can feel the energy tonight here. This is great. So let's get it started with the first award. The category is Economic Development. This year's award recipient for Economic Development is Amber Shirk. Presenting this 2019 City of Destiny Award is Council Member Catherine Ushka.
Amber Shirk has made a true impact on the Tacoma waterfront. Without her, the Friends of the Foss and reactivation of the Tacoma waterfront would not have come to fruition in 2018. Amber joined the Friends of the Foss group shortly after its forming and immediately went to work, taking the lead to develop a free summer concert series at the amphitheater in front of the Glass Museum. The downtown waterfront had become somewhat quiet without regular events, and the community along the waterfront was in need. Amber saw that need and made it a reality. But even more than that, was willing to jump in with her own time and resources to lead the way. Amber saw the impact that a waterfront concert series could have and worked tirelessly to engage community partners, sponsors, funders, and musical acts. She was also instrumental in creating family activities at the events and a social media marketing plan to spread the word. Not content with just music and showcasing local talents, her mission to bring them to the waterfront, produce connections with the Hilltop Action Coalition, business districts, and other partners throughout Tacoma. The events brought families from diverse areas in and around Tacoma that may not have visited the waterfront at all. Partnerships she established brought life to the waterfront, contributing even more to the Dome to Defiance vision. cleanup patrols, and other positive impacts followed as her leadership sparked others to improve the waterfront and make it a destination. We are all able to benefit from the revitalization of the waterfront thanks to Amber Shirk. And that's done. Yep. It's my pleasure to present to you the 2019 Economic Development Award.
I just wanted to say thank you for the honor, and it wouldn't have been possible without a lot of help and support from family and friends, the sponsors, and all the other members of Friends of the Foss, so thank you.
How many people have been to one of those concerts? Show of hands. I've been down to a couple. It's really great. It's kind of a hidden jewel along the Foss Waterway, and they've got a few more concerts this summer. So
There's one next Sunday.
This Sunday.
I believe it's the third Sunday of each month through August. Anyway, check it out. It's worth it. So, on to award number 2. This year's award recipient for environmental sustainability is Scott Murdoch. Presenting his 2019 City of Destiny Award is Councilmember Ryan Mello. Take it away, Councilmember.
Good to see you. It's a real pleasure to be here, everyone. The staff at Metro Parks Tacoma considers Scott Murdoch a superhero with a special power and a drive to support a healthier environment. In 2018, Scott donated more than 670 hours in service to our park system. He removed persistent invasive weeds, which threatened the tree canopy and forests. He helped reduce the need for herbicide poisons by assisting in the care of our horticultural exhibits at Point Defiance Zoo and Aquarium, and he also helped improve the quality of trails for year-round use. Scott stepped forward when asked to help tackle a significant issue with invasive species at Titlow Park. Working alone 90% of the time, he took on the challenging work in a more difficult area to access at Hidden Beach. He has a true understanding of the interconnectedness of nature and community and the importance of our personal contributions to greater societal well-being. His impact can be felt throughout our park system, and he has earned the title of pollinator from park staff because he inspires others to follow suit in supporting the parks and each other. Scott seems to have an endless amount of energy and an incredible drive to help make things better for those around him. When asked by Scott, he simply replies, "To me, it's important to give back. I do know it will help out nature and benefit my community." Scott's dedication to and passion for community and the environment directly furthers Metro Parks' mission to provide healthy opportunities for community members of all ages to play, learn, and grow. The parks and all of us are lucky he is serving our community, and that's why we're honored to represent you, Scott, with the 2019 Environmental Sustainability Award. Congratulations.
I'd like to thank Metro Parks staff for chip-in and the zoo for nominating me for this award, and also like to thank all the other habitat stewards out there that I work with. Thank you.
I know Scott knows this, but I think 1 week in June is actually known as National Pollinator Week. And you can Google that, I'm not making it up. On to award number 3. This year's recipient for the award in the Homeless Assistance category is the Tacoma-Pierce County Coalition to End Homelessness. Accepting the award on the group's behalf are James Pogue and Garrett Nyland, and presenting the 2019 City of Destiny Award is Councilmember Lillian Hunter.
Yes, indeed. That's what we're talking about. The Tacoma-Pierce County Coalition to End Homelessness is a loose network of individuals, nonprofit agencies, government agencies, and community businesses working together to serve people experiencing homelessness. Their end goal is to help our most vulnerable establish safe housing as quickly as possible and help them to retain that housing so that their homeless episode is short and never repeated. They also work to address many factors that drive homelessness. Over the past year, participants within the coalition have donated valuable time and professional and personal resources to create tools and resources for the shared use of the coalition network and public. They have created task committees to identify and accomplish tangible actions for the benefit and greater good of Tacoma and its residents, including workforce development, advocacy, eviction mitigation, and more. The coalition advocates for the homeless by hosting forums and Q&A sessions and assists in setting policy agenda for local ordinances, laws, and regulations to eliminate or ease barriers for people experiencing homelessness. The coalition also works to support the homeless in many other ways. This last holiday season, they assembled and distributed over 200 gift stockings and bags containing items such as warm clothing and toiletries. The work of the many members of this coalition is an asset to our community and is providing tangible support to many in need. I am pleased beyond belief to present you with the 2019 Homelessness Assistance Award.
All right. Thank you. Awesome. We have a lot of coalition members here tonight. I can tell the shirts give it away. So real quick, my name is James Pogue, and I'm the Director of Homeless Services at Comprehensive Life Resources, and I have numerous people to thank, and I told the coalition today I'm not going to thank most of them tonight because it's over 400 people and 80 organizations. We only got a minute, so I want to be really thoughtful about who we take time to thank. But I definitely want to thank a few folks who have really put time, energy, and resources to making this volunteer coalition possible. Specifically, Garrett Nyland, who we'll talk in a second, from Catholic Community Services, and then my agency, Comprehensive, for giving me and my team time to actually do work on the coalition. And then a few others who have really put time and energy into it, specifically Kelly Blucher from Goodwill, who has developed and put together an amazing project through the coalition called Hire 253 that's creating jobs for folks experiencing homelessness on the spot 4 times a year. It's amazing. As well as, definitely I have to thank Salvation Army and Martha and Donald Shepard for hosting us every single Friday. If you haven't been there yet, please come. We meet every Friday, starting about 9-ish. We're not on time usually, but it's at the Salvation Army Church on 12th and Union, 1110 Puget Sound Avenue South. And please come check out our website, pchomeless.org, if you want more information. We are really committed to ending homelessness because we believe it's solvable, it's possible, and we're doing it every single day, and we're hopeful that everyone will join us on our journey to do that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, James. I would love to have everyone from the coalition, if you can, stand up. All right. Like I said, we got some 400 folks. And as a coalition, what do we want? Yeah, and when do we want it? Now. But if now doesn't work, we are very supportive of serious investment and maybe some sort of affordable housing action strategy. We're all on board. So come visit us, and thank you so much.
Well, that's an energetic group, no doubt. On to our next award, and this year's recipient for the group category is the Pierce County Medical Reserve Corps. They're represented here tonight by Sherry Clark and Janet Runbeck, and presenting the award to them is Councilmember Ryan Mello.
Thank you. When I was backstage talking to these recipients, they told me now is a really good time to have a heart attack because we're honoring a bunch of really cool nurses and doctors. The Medical Reserve Corps is a national network of volunteers organized locally to improve the health and safety of their communities. In Pierce County, volunteers include medical and public health professionals, as well as other community members without healthcare backgrounds. In June of 2017, the City of Tacoma requested medical services support and coordination for the Stability Site, serving homeless residents in Tacoma. The Pierce County Medical Reserve Corps responded quickly to this request. This group organized services, transportation, coordinated with local medical facilities and clinics, worked with community organizations and housing staff, and supported self-care education and medical needs of residents at this homelessness site over a 6-month time frame. Moving into 2018, this group of volunteers continued to keep an eye on this work, supporting various community efforts, and in the summer of 2018, they were again requested to support respite services at a local shelter. With no hesitation, they moved into action, securing volunteers, organizing their mission, and providing direct care for patients at this site, including coordination for primary care and specialty services, as well as coordination with the housing systems in our county. Their work has not gone unnoticed by partners and homeless residents who seek them out for support. They offer ongoing case management and care coordination throughout the week, morning, noon, and night. They not only show up to shelter, but continue to meet with partners in our community, educating them on the link between housing and healthcare. The volunteers of the Pierce County Medical Reserve Corps have dedicated hundreds of hours to this work, selflessly and passionately, working to create better health and opportunities for the homeless residents in our city, and they are very deserving of this award. So it is my pleasure to present you with the 2019 City of Destiny Group Award. Congratulations.
On 9/11, New York City was attacked. Thousands of people died. That was the bad news. The good news was that thousands of people offered to volunteer to help in the chaotic aftermath after the disaster. But licensed healthcare professionals cannot just show up and get to work. We must be vetted and have our licenses checked for accuracy. In 2003, President Bush started Medical Reserve Corps as a way to enlist healthcare volunteers before disaster happens. MRC is a roster of healthcare and support volunteers who have been vetted and are willing to serve in a disaster. Dr. Bales, in 2005, started Pierce County Medical Reserve Corps. We now have over 500 volunteers. We work in partnership with other agencies who share a common vision to improve the public health, safety, preparedness, and emergency response for the benefit of all residents of Pierce County. One of these agencies is Nativity House, the largest provider of services in Pierce County for folks who are homeless. On 9/11, we lost 3,000 Americans. In Pierce County today, we have 3,000 homeless children. To those families and individuals experiencing homelessness, every day without shelter is a disaster. In 2017, when the City of Tacoma called homelessness a public health disaster, MRC responded. In 2018, when Nativity House needed medical assistance, MRC responded. And I will let our charge nurse, Sherry Clark, tell the rest of the story.
So I retired from floor nursing at Tacoma General in 2008, and it actually turns out that you don't ever get to retire from nursing if you have met Jan Runbeck, because she puts you to work. But she's an inspiration. So since 2008, a lot has changed with healthcare and homelessness. People are older and sicker with complex health issues. Nativity House, run by Catholic Community Services, agreed to provide beds for those patients discharged from multi-care and CHI hospitals with no home to go to. They could stay and recover for 30 days, longer in some cases. So that's the respite program in a nutshell. The staff in the respite office help the clients who are admitted to these beds. There were 13 beds, I believe, at first, and now up to 18 beds are reserved for discharges. Last September, 5 nurses under the auspices of Jan and the MRC started coming for a few hours a week to review client charts, talk with the staff, and gather data to identify problems. to solve what problems we could and to report on what we couldn't solve. It is my privilege this evening to thank those RNs, Annie is one of them, Jan, MRC, and to thank Brandy and the staff of the Respite Office who welcomed us and generously shared information on how things were going. And I extend the thanks to the staff of the Nativity House who work hard to care for people every day. I am humbled by the work that goes on around me. On behalf of our group, I also thank you for this award.
What a great group doing amazing work. Our next award category is Disability Advocate, and this year's recipient for Disability Advocate is Mary Hart Furman. And I want to invite Councilmember Ryan Mello once again to come up and tell us about this award.
Since returning nearly 10 years ago, Mary Hart Furman has been coming to Star Center right here every Thursday to provide 2 hours of activities for individuals with disabilities. But Mary's commitment as a friend, dedicated listener, and vocal advocate for this special population began decades earlier. When asked what led her on a path of advocacy for people with developmental disabilities, Mary's responded without effort, "We all need connections to other people. I just genuinely enjoy spending time with individuals with special needs and forming those connections with them." That's what she said. Mary earned a degree in occupational therapy from the University of Puget Sound, go Loggers, in 1971, after which she ran a recreation program supporting a community residential living program for kids with disabilities. She became active on the Developmental Disabilities Advisory Board for Pierce County, which was intricately involved in decisions about how state and local dollars were invested for day programs serving people with disabilities. She was part of a group who vocally advocated for a shift from shelter workshops and programs to community-based employment and other programs supporting people with disabilities. Mary developed the original Special Olympics program for Metro Parks Tacoma. At the same time, she also stepped forward as a volunteer, playing an instrumental role in growing and for a period of time leading the regional Pierce County Special Olympics. Several former colleagues have reiterated that were it not for Mary's diligence throughout her career, the more than 450 individuals who regularly take part in the Metro Parks Tacoma specialized recreation program would not likely have access to a robust offering of recreation and social activities. Mary has been a true visionary and leader, advocating for, supporting, and serving individuals with disabilities in our community, and that's why it's our pleasure to present you, Mary, with the 2019 Disability Advocate Award. Congratulations.
Thank you so much for the award and for acknowledging that advocacy is an important part of our community. Thank you much.
On to the next category, and the award recipient in this category of equity and empowerment is Brendan Nelson. Presenting this 2019, friends of Brendan are in the house. Presenting this 2019 City of Destiny Award is Mayor Victoria Woodard.
Brendan Nelson has served as the president of the Hilltop Action Coalition since December of 2015 and is a staple of the Hilltop community. His volunteer efforts serve to empower the Hilltop community to engage and take ownership in the safety, health, and economic vibrancy of our city. Brendan is a native of the Hilltop. He was a young teenager in the late 80s when crime, drugs, and violence were on the uprise in the community. Luckily, Brendan had the support of his hardworking parents and the determination to one day live, work, and serve in the very community in which he grew up. He has shared that his work is motivated by his parents' experience of being denied housing because they were Black. This experience shook him to his core and has since been the reason he is so deeply committed to equity and empowerment. Brennan has said many times, I don't want people in my community to experience what my parents did, so I will fight as hard as I can while I can. Brennan has worked on many community projects, and his dedication, professionalism, drive always shows through. He works hard to ensure that everybody in the community knows that they have a place in this community and does what he can to engage those that do not typically have a seat at the decision table. He is a mentor to several youth leaders and served on the Hilltop Engagement Committee and the subcommittee and the sub-advisory committee. In the words of his nominator, he is patient, he is kind, and he makes a difference. I am honored to present you with the 2019 Award for Equity and Empowerment to Brendan Nelson.
Thank you. Mayor Wooders, thank you. I didn't know who would be giving me the award tonight, and so I'm so honored that it is you, because a lot of your work has inspired me. And so it is with honor that I accept this tonight, and I'm really honored to have my parents here. We think about the hard work that it takes to have raised a Black man in the Hilltop area in the late 80s, early 90s. I'm so grateful for my parents, for their hard work and just love for me. And also to my sister, who is my role model and a champion for me. I do this work because my family has worked so hard, and I love my community. A lot of my friends didn't make it out. And so for me to be able to do this work is so important to me. And I want to thank my board of directors from the Hilltop Action Coalition, and also our office manager who was here tonight. Thank you all for trusting me to lead you for the last 3 years. We've had our ups and downs, but your heart and your passion for the community has definitely kept this organization going. We've done a lot of great work, and I look forward to doing more and serving. So thank you all for this honor tonight.
Okay, I have a question for you. If someone asked you what city is your home, how many people would say Tacoma? Show of hands here. All right, you can applaud too, that's good. Okay, have we got a song and a group for you here? I want to introduce to you another amazing example of the talent in our community. This duo is called the Happy Sinners. They recently appeared on TV Tacoma's City Line show, and tonight the first song they're going to do is one they wrote called Tacoma, That's My Home. Take it away.
How So we got one more Tacoma love song for you today. One more we wrote. This one's just called Tacoma. My love is waiting, defiant in the forest. My heart is yearning for destiny in home. I love no other, and all the day I'm wanting to see Tacoma and never ever roam. Salt sea and evergreens, sun, rain, and coffee beans, glass bridges, octopi, mild December, mild July. Wait there, my old love, as the years pass by us. And when I'm gone and my soul is at its rest, please bring me home to that pretty, gritty city, and lay my bones in a place that I love best. Salt sea and evergreens, sun, rain, and coffee beans, glass bridges, octopi, mild December, mild July. When I come home to my pretty, gritty city, I lay my bones in a place that I love best. I lay my bones in a place that I love best. Thank you. We love you, Tacoma.
Let's give it up for the Happy Sinners. That's Plum Royal on vocals and Sam Sagan on guitar and percussion. Well done, well done. Both those tunes will be on the duo's CD that's coming out later this year. It's called Fellowship Hall. In the meantime, you can catch up with them on social media. They're playing all over the area, and I mean that quite literally. So, now, let's shift back from great music about Tacoma to people doing great things about Tacoma, and it's time for our next award. This year's award recipient for education and youth development for an adult is Sue Little. Presenting her 2019 City of Destiny Award is City Council Member Catherine Ushka.
Sue Little is a tireless volunteer. Her passion for helping children led her to volunteer at the Mara Pierce County Emergency Sanctuary since the very first night that the doors opened in 2016. Sue cares for children as they adjust the first few days after they've been removed from their homes and transition into foster care. She is often seen on the floor with a child, whether she is racing trains across the tracks with them or helping them process the big feelings about missing their families at home. Sue often chooses overnight shifts at the sanctuary in case kids wake up frightened and struggling to sleep, and is happy to read endless stories or talk about any topic that comes to the child's mind. Through her time at the sanctuary, Sue has made a lasting impression on children going through what is often the most difficult time of their lives. Her unending care, enthusiasm, and adaptability to each child's needs allows children to feel safe, welcome, and important when they need it most. Sue is a tireless advocate for putting all children first and ensuring our community cares for these children in the most thoughtful way possible. Outside of the sanctuary, Sue also gives her time to several other organizations. At Lister Elementary, Sue provides guidance in the kindergarten and special needs classroom. At Tacoma Community House, Sue is involved with Talk Time, a space for refugees and immigrants to learn and practice conversational English. At the Nativity House, she plans, prepares, and provides meals for guests. She also devotes her time with EDA projects, traveling to Bolivia and helping communities access clean water, vision, and dental services. You may ask yourself, when does Sue have free time? But if you speak with anyone who knows her, giving back to her community is exactly how Sue wants to spend her free time, and we are all very fortunate to have her in our community. It is indeed my great pleasure to present you with the 2019 Education and Youth Development Adult Award.
Okay. Thank you very much. What a great evening it is, and thank you to the mayor and the council for putting it all together. What an honor it is to be here with all the other individuals and group volunteers, so thank you, everyone. The song was great. Thank you. That was wonderful, and I was not born in Tacoma, but I came here in '77, and Tacoma is my home. I'm very fortunate to be able to have the time to volunteer, and it's what I love to do. As most volunteers know, that I can never repay the organizations that allow me to keep coming back. I want to thank Amara and Ross and Sarah and Alex for the nomination. What a nice surprise to be up here with everybody else, so thank you. On the bottom of my emails, I have one of my favorite quotes from Gandhi, which kind of sums up my life for me. The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others, which is how I try to live my life. So thank you very much.
This year's recipient for Education and Youth Development in the Youth category is Jacob Fuqua. Presenting the 2019 City of Destiny Award to him is City Council Member Lillian Hunter.
Always keep a serious mind and a joyful heart. That's the life motto of Lincoln High School senior Jacob Fuqua, a philosophy that has opened a world of opportunity for him. He has a true desire to help others and has volunteered more than 100 hours as a youth sports coach in Tacoma elementary schools. While at first Jacob was unsure he possessed the sports knowledge necessary, he knew he could contribute to the goal of the program, using sports as a way of teaching bigger life skills. This math whiz, with no prior sports experience, decided the winning formula for his team would be a simple one. Foundational building blocks. Work together as a team and be accountable for your teammates. Jacob has coached basketball, baseball, football, and soccer. In fact, he coached whatever sports at whichever school had a need, including his grade school alma mater, Fawcett Elementary. He also volunteers with Metro Parks Adaptive Recreation Program, helping expand programming opportunities for individuals with disabilities. And he was appointed to serve on the Mayor's Youth Engagement Task Force from January to June to discuss opportunities and resources that would benefit youth. Jacob once wanted to be a pharmacist, but has turned his sights to becoming a math professor where he can have an impact on youth and believes he can come at teaching in a different way to help kids connect with content. It is clear that Jacob has made an impact on the students he has coached and mentored, and our community will benefit from teachers like Jacob in the future. I am happy to present Jacob Fuqua, fresh from his commencement from Lincoln High School this afternoon, with the 2019 Individual Award for Education and Youth Development. Well deserved, sir.
So I had actually written a pretty lengthy speech this morning, and then I got an email saying that it had to be about a minute, so I got rid of it. So I'll just get right to the thank yous. I want to say thanks to Brady Becker, who got me introduced to the Next Move internship, even though he is not here. I'd also like to say thank you to Nancy Johnson, who's been a great helper and supporter along the way. And a shout out to Mayor Woodards for being a former Lincoln Abe. Thank you.
Our next category is Youth Service. This year's award recipient for Youth Service is Victoria Lee. Presenting the award to her this evening is Councilmember Ryan Mello.
Thank you, Rod. Victoria Lee is a Wilson High School senior, a member of Key Club, and a passionate volunteer. With a true desire to help others, she has spent countless hours volunteering at Allen Moore Hospital. She's working to make the patients she encounters feel welcome and cared for, taking the time to talk and listen to what they need. She always enters a room with a smile on her face and is often surprised that the littlest of things, such as a warm blanket or just a friendly face, can make such a difference for people. Victoria has had a positive influence on hundreds of patients at the hospital for over the past year. Victoria's gift to the community does not stop at Allen Moore Hospital. Along with other members of Key Club, she regularly volunteers at Northwest Furniture Bank, where she has spent countless hours assembling furniture that will be given to families in need. She realizes that every piece she assembles and every screw she turns is actually helping put back together lives of families. Victoria is a humble young lady and looks for no recognition for her service. As she states, her only goal is to provide hope for people in the community. If she is able to alleviate their discomfort or suffering, even in the smallest of ways, she considers this a great success. So it's our great honor and pleasure to present Victoria Lee with the 2019 Youth Service Award. As you can see, Victoria is not able to be with us this evening, but I promise the Daffodil Queens that we'll make sure we get the award to her. Thank you.
The next award recipient is in the category of Youth Leadership, and that award goes to Adam Maxson. Presenting this 2019 City of Destiny Award is Councilmember Catherine Ushka.
Adam Maxson is a Wilson High School senior who has seen firsthand the effects of opioid addiction, and it is his personal goal to bring as much awareness as he can to this crisis. He started by forming a club, Not One More, at Wilson High School with like-minded students who have the same desire. If you were to walk through the halls at Wilson, you would see a variety of posters highlighting the opioid addiction crisis. Go to the cafeteria, and you would see Adam going from table to table with trivia cards centering on the opioid crisis. You would also see an information booth at both lunches where students can go to receive information on opioids and other drugs of addiction. In October of 2018, Adam and the club members initiated a take-back day where the community could drop off prescription drugs at the North End Police substation. It was announced for several days at school, and all the parents received a telephone call. It was an overwhelming success. As a result, hundreds of pills were no longer available to potential abusers. To become more knowledgeable, Adam has served meals at the Tacoma Rescue Mission, which advanced his perspective on this crisis. This only helped to further his resolve to raise awareness to the Wilson High School and North End communities. Adam's goal is to change at least one life for the better. He states, "It's important to be part of something bigger than me." No doubt he has done better than that. Certainly more than one person is alive today because of him, and it is our great honor to present you with the 2019 Youth Leadership Award.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's an honor to receive this award, truly. I just want to give a shout out to my loved ones, my family, my mom for just pushing me to keep going with this club, and the food was really good. So that's a bonus too, but for real, just a great honor. Shout out to Ed Peterson. He's not here today, but I started the club. He came to ASB and told us his son's story, and it really inspired me. And then obviously Joe Raniero, thank you as well.
So we're down to our two final awards, but before we present those, we'd like to take the time to recognize everyone who has been nominated for the awards this year. We want to thank you for the exceptional work each and every one of you is doing to make the City of Tacoma, the City of Destiny, a great place to live. So it is with great pleasure we present on the screen the names of all of the nominees, every nominee for the 2019 City of Destiny Awards. Pretty impressive list. Nominees, please accept the gratitude of everyone here tonight and everyone, all the citizens throughout the City of Tacoma for the work you do. Let's give them one more round of applause, please. Our next category is Adult Leadership, and this year's award in that category goes to Michelle McLean. Presenting this 2019 City of Destiny Award is Councilmember Lillian Hunter.
That's right. Michelle McLean is a woman with amazing energy and a passion for helping people in our community. Her enthusiasm for helping others seems to be never-ending, and she has an ability to bring community members, businesses, and public servants together for the greater good. Michelle has been a member of Rotary for a number of years and has volunteered in countless capacities. 10 years ago, she founded Peace Out, which helps educate students on how nonprofit organizations operate, the importance of volunteering in their community, and the impact their leadership can have on those around them. Most recently, Michelle has brought the community together through a series of community home makeovers. The first was a family in Tacoma who were renting a house that she was the selling agent for. In getting to know the family, she realized they had little to no possessions or furnishings. Michelle not only found them a new place to rent, but rallied her friends and community, and in one day furnished and decorated their home. The most recent third home makeover brought even more people together and was a complete renovation. Contractors all donated their time, from roofers to plumbers, interior decorators, and carpenters. The fire department even provided the ultimate reveal. Michelle's company, Caldwell Banker, has jumped in with support as well, And these makeovers will continue as the Caldwell Banker Main Community Makeovers. The next makeover in the works will be at Real Life School, which serves many surrounding school districts, including Tacoma Public Schools. Real Life School is a program designed to address the academic and behavioral needs of students in grades 6 through 12 with severe emotional and behavioral difficulties. This is a last resort school, and it is badly in need of repairs. The project will be completed in July with many community partners. When asked what drives her, she stated, "I love gifts, giving them and receiving them, and what greater gift can anyone give but a new start in life? It is my pleasure to award you the 2019 Adult Leadership Award." Let's share it to start. Listen to that
Just looking at the pictures, I think it's sort of embarrassing that I'm getting this because there were so many people that help with the projects, and I feel like it should say something like my husband or my Facebook friends or my kids because so many people rally, and I really feel like I'm sort of like the peer pressure queen. I just get everybody to do stuff, and then I get an award. I mean, it's really not fair, but anyways, thank you to my friends on Facebook for sure for saying yes to everything I asked them, and thank you to my family. Thank you to my lover boy in the front. 35 years he's been saying yes to me, and I feel like that's how you know I'm good, you know what I mean? So thank you for saying yes, and I guess I feel like as long as people are going to say yes, I'm going to keep asking, and together we'll make a difference. So thanks.
Living proof there's no pressure like peer pressure. It's been known to work wonders. Our final category is for lifetime service, and this year's award recipients in the category of lifetime service are Frank and Annette Bannon. Presenting this prestigious 2019 City of Destiny Award is Mayor Victoria Woodards.
Frank and Annette Bannon have volunteered countless hours on behalf of our community for many organizations, including their church, with the Boy Scouts, and in support of the Rotary Club of Gig Harbor. Most significant is the years of service they have given to the Mary Bridge Children's Foundation in support of annual events benefiting the hospital. The Bannons first started volunteering for the Festival of Trees in 1998 when their Boy Scout troop helped load and unload decorations for the event, and they have been loyal supporters ever since. Every year they work tirelessly at the weekend-long event, helping with everything from setup to logistics and teardown. Frank and Annette also support Mary Bridge by annually volunteering for the Courage Bike Ride, formerly the Courage Classic Bike Ride, which supports child abuse intervention department at Mary Bridge and the hospital's greatest needs. For many years, they have helped to man a rest stop, handing out snacks and beverages to the tired riders and cheering them on. The Bannons are the best kind of volunteers, always there, kind-hearted, and selfless. They have a wonderful, warm way about them and a delightful sense of humor. They make the work fun. The couple is a gift to Mary Bridge, our community, and the many other organizations they support every day. They are deeply vested in making our area a great place to live. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in presenting the 2019 Lifetime Service Award to Frank and Annette Bannon.
Thank you, Mayor Woodards and the City of Tacoma for this award. And thank you, Sean Harris, Multicare Director of Special Events and Corporate Relations, for nominating us. And Kelly Werner, Festival of Trees Event Manager.
Festival of Trees brings
celebration to the whole community and raises funds for critical needs to serve children and families at Marybridge Children's Hospital. This year's festival, Just Imagine, starts on December 6th at the Tacoma Convention Center with Public Day, followed by 2 evening events, Tinsel on the Town, and Gala on Saturday, December 7th. Festival is on top of our list for volunteering efforts, often helping us volunteer our children and grandchildren and friends. And we'd like to say thank you for all of this, and thank you for the award. Thank you.
An inspiring couple and story. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the City of Destiny's Awards Class of 2019. Let's give it up for all of them. And none of this would be possible without the great work and dedication of the City Events and Recognition Committee. I know some of them are here tonight. So could I please ask the members of that committee who are here to please stand and be recognized. Stand proudly, wave your hand. Where are you? Somebody must be here. Thank you for your service. And let me also once again thank all of our great sponsors who made this event possible. Click Cable TV, Caltech Plastics, Picasso Catering, Maddie Photo and Motion, and Host Party and Event Planning. Let's give them one more round of applause. Gandhi once said, "Be the change you want to see in the world." And I think you'll agree that everyone we have honored here tonight is doing just that. They're doing amazing work that is truly changing our world, adding fire to our community spirit, and helping to improve the lives of hundreds and hundreds of individuals and families living in our city of destiny. We thank all of our award winners for their dedicated service, and we thank everyone in the audience who came here tonight to help honor them. Please give yourselves a round of applause there. I also want to give a big shout out to the entire TV Tacoma staff and crew that are here tonight. They've been here many hours before you got here. They will be here many hours after you leave here tonight. So please give them a round of applause. And in case you're wondering, tonight's event will be televised, rebroadcast on TV Tacoma, Channel 12. You can find a list of replay times on tvtacoma.com. Now, I don't know if you remember, but at the beginning of the program, I said you would leave here tonight inspired and uplifted. So I'd like to hear a round of applause if there is anyone in the audience here that feels inspired and uplifted by what they saw. All right, and some great music as well. So our mission is accomplished and our work here is done. So this basically concludes our 33rd Annual City of Destiny Awards. Thank you for all being here tonight to support these amazing community volunteers, and have a great evening. Thank you.
The City of Destiny Awards is sponsored by Click Cable TV, Caltech Plastics, Picasso Catering, Maddie Photo and Motion, and Host Party and Event Planning.